What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. It has been a minute since we've done one of these, and this is totally unscheduled. I don't know if I've shared this with you. I'm in a brand new studio that I have just recently built, and I haven't done a live stream like this out of this studio yet at all. So I have come in prepared with a list called Stream Problems. Hey, Jeffrey. And I don't know what kind of problems we are going to encounter tonight, but there are going to be many, I promise you. So I appreciate your patience because we're here to sort out a bunch of these problems. But I thought we would do something fun and try and do some live transcribing tonight. So that's the gist of it. This is one of the requests that I get quite often on the channel and on the newsletter. Is to show my process for how I go through transcribing things. It's a little bit funny to me because it's not very interesting to watch, right? It's a lot of just like listening to stuff over and over and over again and trying to get my head around what it is, but I'll do my best to talk it through as we go through it. If you'll do me a favor and hit the like button, because that will help us get as many people into this live stream as we can here to get started. But otherwise, the tune I'm going to look at tonight is, let's see if I can do this. It's this nice work, if you can get it, by Oscar Peterson. It's from his album, Oscar Peterson Plays Gershwin. If you're familiar with this tune, check it out. Let's just listen to it once. And there's one section of this tune that I really want to focus on. If you hear any problems or you can't hear stuff, everything should come through just fine. But like I said, we're having stream issues. So please let me know if you're having problems hearing or if things are too loud or too soft or whatever, and we'll try to get it fixed. Anyway, here we go. Whew. Oh, right. There it is, Bob. You got it. Language is all there. And we did, for those of you who are just jumping in now, I have a list called Stream Problems because I'm in a brand new studio. I have never streamed from here before. We're going to have all kinds of problems. And so the first problem here is I tried to put your comment on screen and didn't pop up. So we're going to sort that out. But it's good to see you, Bob. And yeah, this nice work if you can get it. I've never played this one before. Oscar is a beast. I might be kind of ambitious trying to do this live. But hey, what the heck? We're here to have fun. I'm not going to do the whole tune, of course. I'm particularly interested in this section, just this intro. It's so good. There's enclosures everywhere. Enclosure madness. But I think we got to figure out... I was poking at the keys here during the beginning. I think we're in A flat. And actually, if we keep going... This is some kind of a it's a circle of fifths thing. It's a bunch of dominants. Josh, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, we're doing some Oscar Peterson. So first thing I hear is there's some kind of circle of fifths, right, thing going on. Let's see. So it's not on the 1, it's on, I think it's just circle of fifths. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. All right, so we're not doing that section of the tune. We're going to do this intro, but I think that tells us we're here in A flat. Okay, so here comes the fun part. I hope you guys are in for a marathon because we're just going to sit and see if we can figure this out. So right from the top. All right, so I'm going to try and talk out loud to explain what it is that I'm doing as I go through this. Here, let me see if I can put this down. First thing I'm going to do is count how many bars we're in. We already said I've got a notepad here. Let's call this nice work. We said we're in A flat. That would be 4 flats. And let's just count the bars. It's an 8-bar intro. I know you guys probably can't read this. That camera's not good enough, but here we go. We got 8 bars, and we know we're in A flat, right? So the line is basically all eighth notes. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate your vote of confidence. The line is almost all eighth notes. All right, let's see where you start. I don't like to actually use one of these like magic slowdown apps. There's a bunch of different ways to do that. I do have one called AnyTune, which I've used before. You can use YouTube and actually go at 50% speed on YouTube also. If you have YouTube Premium, you can listen to almost anything you want there. I don't like to do that. What I'm trying to do here is listen for where's the important notes, like where are the lines aiming for, and then find that note. So let's do this with this first phrase. There's a lot there. I hear a 5-1 right at the beginning. So that's a 5-1, that's E flat, F, and then we hit our A flat. So there's an octave, right? It starts on E flat, ends on E flat. Maybe. Oh, there's definitely an F in there. This is riveting content. watching me transcribe. You guys asked for it. So it's a chromatic up, right? So B natural, C, D flat, D natural. And that's right, because that lands, I know you guys can't see it here hardly at all, but it means we land on that E, right on the beat. So it's a journey from E flat to E flat. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna fall flat on my face right here in front of you guys. It's some kind of turnaround, right? So what is the note? I hear there's a turnaround, right? We're surrounding a note. What is the note that we're surrounding? I think it's the one. No, I think it's that one. I think it's D flat. Yeah. So E flat, C, D flat. Bonus points if you're doing this with me, or if you could already play it and give me the answers. This is a wait. Where'd my keyboard go? There we go. So many enclosures. Maybe. I think that's right. That's a big one. That's a B natural, right? We're in the key of A flat, C, A flat. So a couple things I notice here is one, this B natural, which doesn't belong. Good, Edry. Singing, it's the first step, right? Hey, Snooze. Nice to see you. What was I saying? So B, why would we have a B natural here in the key of A flat? And I think it's because it's a leading tone, right? So when we're playing enclosures, one of the most common types of enclosures is this thing where we go, if we're going to aim for, in this case, the C, we're going to start from a scale tone above it, which would be a D flat, and then we're always a half step below. Even if that half step is out of the key, is fine. And you can do that on any note. So if we're here on A flat, right, we would do a scale note above. Anyway, that's the idea, right? So in this case, if we're going to aim for the C, we're going to use a B natural. Where'd you go to school, Bob? I was the music major in school, and then I didn't do anything with it for the longest time. I have been a consultant. I ran a marketing company for 20 years. I sold that a few years ago, and I've been an independent consultant ever since. And then actually, just this week, if you follow me on the page, just this week, I quit my job, basically. I fired almost all of my clients to come do YouTube full time. Hence why I've built a new studio. Hence why I have all the new live stream stuff and trying to get this stuff sorted out because I'm really excited. I want to create some fun stuff for you guys. So little personal backstory there for me. I'm just really starting to get this stuff out and I'm super excited. Anyway, we were talking enclosures. So we're enclosing this C. So here's what we got so far. I think that's right. What's next? Oh boy. There's enclosures everywhere. Everywhere. Is that right? Is it an E, T natural again? It's another leading tone. Yeah. Middlesex University in North London. Very nice. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, a long way from North London. So we've got a D right on the beat. Another enclosure, that's an E flat, C, aiming for the D flat. It's a D natural. You guys asked for this. I don't know why you guys want to sit here and watch me like just listen to the same phrase over and over again. I know it seems obnoxious, but man, just a day in my life, I guess. Yep. This is such an Oscarism. So, let's talk about this. There's something we can learn out of this. So a couple observations just from what we have so far is the line ends on the offbeat, right? It's got to swing. If it ends on the beat, it doesn't swing. Oscar almost always ends off the beat. And it has this, this is pretty much a scale, right? So we have, Oscar tends to use kind of three different motions. He likes to use these scales, which could be diatonic, they could be chromatic. He likes to use enclosures a lot. We just talked about this one, and then this one. He used both of those in the first phrase. But the other thing that he uses a lot, as do just about every jazz musician, are these arpeggios. Right, so I heard that F minor. It is like listening to Charlie Parker on the piano. I have a terrible time, Bob, listening to... I love listening to Charlie Parker. I have a terrible time transcribing Charlie, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm not a saxophone player. I have just such a hard time. I have to really like sit down and learn to sing the melodies, and of course Charlie goes by so fast that they're not always very singable. So I've really had a hard time. Maybe that's something we'll try to do one night. I am also a low brass player, Bob, so... when I went to music school, I went to music school as a trombone player, actually. Piano was always my favorite instrument. But trombone, I played trombone professionally for a long time. Trombone players, I never played Charlie Parker trombone. I did know somebody who did once, but that was kind of nuts. All right, what's next? Oh. There's that B natural again. Is that right? So if it's not obvious, I should have mentioned this earlier. I know this recording very well. It's one of the ones I've wanted to transcribe for a long time. So I can sing this melody. So if you think I'm just kind of like picking out the notes and just getting it, it's because I'm kind of singing them in my head. I would probably normally sing this out loud, but you definitely would end the stream and leave if I did that. But so why I'm kind of noodling around on this is I'm trying to hear the notes that I'm singing in my head. So I think it's another one of these enclosures. This is a chromatic enclosure because we don't use a scale tone on top. We use a half step above, half step below, and then land on it. Let's see. Good point, Bob. Yeah, I don't think I can add that to the stream. That's funny. Yeah, this stupid stream is broken. All right, well, I'm going to fix that. Is the audio and everything coming through okay, by the way? Would love your feedback on that. If the levels are good, too loud, too quiet. I have a little bit of a mic echo I can hear, but otherwise I think things are going okay. We're getting close. Oh, hey, Snooze, great question. I saw one of your recent shorts where you were learning Nora Jones' Don't Know Why. You got that first chord by ear and then instantly figured out the rest of the progression from there. Any tips to develop this ability? Yes. Actually, I just did a video on this, a long-form video on the channel. It's called something like This Is Why You Still Can't Play by Ear. It's a video on exactly that topic. So go check that out. Reminder to everybody who's just shown up here, make sure you hit the like button because that will help us make this video go a little bit further. It'll get YouTube to tell some people about it while we're still here live. Otherwise, YouTube will push this tomorrow, which makes no sense to me. The whole point is to hang out live, right? All right, see how get back to it. That's where we're at so far. These are both naturals. So that's one of those arpeggios, right? It's a C minor arpeggio, and we're putting a leading tone in front of it. That's a total bebop thing to do. I have another video on learning how to construct bebop lines, where we talk about playing thirds, and then you put a half step in front of them. And then you do it with chords, and you do it with seventh chords. That's exactly what that is. It's just a C minor 7 chord with a half step below it. You're welcome, Snooze. No problem. All right, where were we at? Let's see. There's another one in there I missed. Is that right? There it is. It's an arpeggio. That's right, Bob. All the language is here, right? We were just talking about the 3 different things, the leading tones, the scales, the arpeggios, and the enclosures. And it's like, we're in 8 bars here. We're in bar, we're in bar 3. And like the entire bebop language has already been covered. There are all these people who buy like omnibooks, Charlie Parker omnibooks, and Oscar Peterson, and I own all of them, don't get me wrong. And they try to sit down and learn how to play all the tunes. But we're like 4 measures going on 4 measures into this transcription. And there is so much that you can take from these 4 measures and apply to your own playing. I mean, there is probably months of practice in here, doing all your enclosures, all your chords with leading tones. There is so much work that you could do to improve your own solo playing just from the first 3 or 4 measures. I think people are like, I have to get as much material in as possible. I have to study as much as possible. And you forget just how much is right here in front of you. All right, so we said there's this D flat arpeggio, and it's a triplet. So that's another technique we haven't learned. Everything so far has been just string of 8th note lines, but he's going to vary up the rhythm by putting an 8th note triplet in there. Oh, those simple little rhythms that make such a difference. And then I think we're getting to that C minor arpeggio that I heard. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh. Maybe? So what I'm hearing when I do this is I actually am just hearing 2 chords. I'm hearing this chord and this chord. C minor, and A flat 7, and they're arpeggiated. So when you hear a phrase like that, you can kind of hear the chords together and almost instantly learn how to play it. Snooze, that was the video I was just telling you about, actually talks a lot about this. If you can learn to hear what type of chord it is, major, minor, diminished, whatever, and you learn to hear them in arpeggios as well as in chords stacked, then you can recognize a whole line like that pretty easily, even when it goes by as fast as Oscar plays it. Now, that said, I probably got it wrong, so... There's another enclosure. It's not an enclosure. I'm sorry. It's an approach, right? So we're aiming for this F note. So Oscar in his head has, I'm going to F in just a minute. I'm going to land on F. How am I going to get to F? By making a string of eighth notes. And he's going to do that by approaching it from 2 half steps below. E flat, E, F. And you can approach from 1 note, from 2 notes, from 3 notes, from 4 notes. Right? These are all things to practice. You can, of course, approach from above as well. There's just so much to practice. So okay, I think that's halfway. I think we're halfway through. I think we're close. I don't know what's next. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is. Oh, that's the... Okay, it's a chromatic thing. By George, I think he's got it. Yes, a very clever Bob. My Fair Lady, indeed. There's something before that, though. See, okay, this is a problem that I see a lot of people have that I'm now doing myself, which is that I've lost the plot. There's a note that we're aiming for, and I don't know what note it is. I'm just kind of meandering at this point. So we're going to stop. We're going to go back. I really wish Spotify would give me more control over this. It's like 4 pixels to play the entire intro. It's the 1. It's the tonic. Okay, the end of this is mostly chromatic, I think. So, we're getting there. It's another D flat chord, I think. It's not right. I wrote something down wrong. We have that. I wrote something down wrong. That's right. Okay, maybe I wrote it down right. I think it's just chromatic to some point. Where are we going? Okay, so we know we're in, what's the end of the phrase? We know we're in A flat, right? And so it's probably going to end on the 5 chord. And I think that's exactly what we're doing. Is that right? There might be another enclosure in there. There is. It's that same one. It's the diatonic one. The note above from the scale, the half step below. Snooze. How do you recognize chords from lines? Just experience practicing as arpeggios? It's from singing them. Right, so again, I'm not going to sing on stream because you will leave instantly, but it's a lot of play the chord and sing the notes from the bottom up. And then you'll start to hear it the other way around, right? You'll start to hear the line and recognize. The thing that really makes these stand out as opposed to the scales is the skip, right? That these are thirds. If you can hear the difference that these are thirds versus these are scales, the thirds is a clue that you're arpeggiating something. And I wish I had a shortcut to teach you how to do that, but really it's just sit down at the piano and hash it out for a long time. Ear training is tough. I really think you'll like that video. I'm not trying to just push you on one of my other videos, although I would like it if you subscribed and watched my videos. But I really think the questions that you're asking are exactly what the point of that video was all about. All right, so we said we were aiming for the G. And so the enclosure for the G would be what? A scale note above, that's our A flat, and a half step below, that's F sharp. So if we're coming from chromatic, so why would he add that enclosure? Why would he not just go straight to the G? And it's because the G would end on the beat. Remember we said earlier that Oscar almost always ends his lines off the beat, because otherwise it doesn't swing, right? The offbeat is where all the swing happens. And so he's probably put that enclosure in place to delay the resolution by half a beat so that he ends the line off the beat. I think we're close. Is that all of it? That's 8 bars on my paper. I think that's it. That's a terrible feel. What is this, classical? He doesn't swing it that hard either. Oscar's swing feel is very difficult. Too predictable. Bob, tell me what you mean. You mean that the enclosure on the end? Yeah, he does it all the time. Oscar's swing feel is very difficult for me, because the faster your tempo gets, the less you swing. And so a lot of it becomes about the articulation more than the actual swing feel, right? This doesn't sound right. It's much more straight, but it's not that straight. Like listen to his articulation. it definitely swings, but it doesn't swing that hard. It's all the accents and the articulation. Huh. Something I need to practice, obviously. Oh, that's not right. I don't think that's right. It's a three note enclosure. So it's A flat, A natural, F natural, F sharp, G. So it's not A flat, F sharp, G. It's a 3-note enclosure. Hey, David, good to see you. Yes, rhythm is everything in jazz. A lot of people get so like, what are all the fancy notes? How do I play my half full diminished scales? What are all the crazy shit that I can do with these scales? Really, but like, if you can play simple melodies, but you can play it with great rhythm, it's everything. So yeah, that was the problem. So it's like an enclosure with the approach, kind of, if you think about that. We talked about it approaching from 2 chromatic steps below with the enclosure kind of included in it. I got to play it once perfectly before I end the stream. We got to get through it once. That wasn't it. That's kind of difficult fingering. It's a little deceiving because the C ends in this shape, right? And then this one has to get up here. So your hand has to move even though you're playing the same notes. I don't know if that made sense. It made sense in my head. I gotta slow that down. Ah, that's my problem. Okay, so it's... All right. All right, I think we can do it. I'm gonna call it. It's terrible, but no, it's not there. Sammy, it's so good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. I hope everybody, if you haven't already, hit the like button. I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Like I mentioned to you a few minutes ago, if you're just joining us, I quit my job last week. I'm doing this full time. I've built a brand new studio. I have a newsletter, a jazz newsletter. It's completely free. I would love it if you would join us over there too. I try to send something about once a week, and it's not scammy, salesy, promotionally. It's a lot of just like, here's what I'm practicing this week, here's what I'm learning, and we've got a great community. So I would love to have you show up and do this kind of stuff. Hey, Josh, how many live streams have you done in this format? This is the first one in this new format, man. So Josh is in a YouTube accountability group with me. He's got a great channel where he's building a race car. This is my first one in this format. I've gone live doing a whole bunch of other casual chat stuff, but this is the first time we've done a live transcription like this. And I'm really excited to do more of them. So if you aren't already a subscriber on the channel, I hope you'll do that. Down in the description of this video underneath is a link where you can sign up for that free newsletter. I'd love to have you over there too. And if you really want to learn how to play jazz, I have a course that I teach too. And there's links for all this stuff down below. It's really easy to find. But I'm going to do this live stream more often. I hope you guys will show back up again. Thank you so much for hanging out. Peace.